What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, here with another T3 Off the Cuff daily segment. Again, this is your one-stop shop for daily urology news. Now, guys, today, you've already read the title of the episode. We're going to be talking about something that, blew up my inbox within the last few hours, and it has to do with Yema. And I do have some experience with Yema, and I'm going to go ahead and tell the time and go ahead and kind of give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, so to speak. It is 11:12 a.m. Let's get down to business. Now, real quick, you can see my socials down at the bottom right-hand corner. Follow me on Instagram, at The Simple Consultant. Subscribe to me here if you haven't already, and become a channel member. It's $4.99 a month, price of a cup of coffee, and it's like YouTube's Patreon. You get an extra piece of content every single week, and access to that members-only Discord chat. Okay, jumping in to the news. This Yema is actually using a different caliber. It's the Yema Superman 500 Dato collection. And this has the new Yema 2000, I believe. They call it the Yema 2000 caliber. And it is in-house. We can see here, this has that really cool bezel lock that is very, very Yema. Date complication, which looks like it is color matched. We have like a nice kind of, I guess, forest green. It's not quite British racing green, and what I think is a black bezel. This is a much better picture of it. And you have some kind of faux patina on the Arabics, or I should say on the indexes, excuse me, and the handset. And, you know, it's a sharp looking watch, and there is some definite vintage appeal. So a guy like me, who's a vintage watch nerd, of course, is like super duper into this. But here's my issue with Yema, okay? I've had good experiences and bad experiences. And one, I guess, like anecdotal experience. Let me explain, okay? First, we'll go to the good. Here we go. I made this episode, let's see, 2 years ago. And it's about the Yema Speed Graph, okay? The reissue of it. This was a mechanical, non-in-house chronograph, very vintage, really cool. Love the box cut. I think it was a domed crystal, my bad. And there was some decent crystal distortion. Everything looked really, really nice. Bi-directional rotating bezel. Thing was silky smooth and looked and felt great. So that's one great thing that I had. Hey, shout out to my Neo Tokyo. Link's here yelling at me. And then I had a bad experience with Yema. They sent me a Yema, what is this called? Yema LED. Again, this is another reissue. They made this back during the quartz crisis, and I was so excited about this watch. I was so excited about it. They were like, here, Time Teller, go ahead and test it. I tested it, and I told them, and I told you guys that I'm going to be always forthcoming with my findings. And within like 2 days, I'm not exaggerating, within like 2 days of me wearing this watch, one of the diodes burned out. And then another diode burned out. And then the watch, it was just unusable, right? You couldn't tell the time because you couldn't see what number was what. And I was like, this is kind of weird because a digital module like that is much easier to pull off than a mechanical watch. So what is going on? So what's my beef with Yema? Well, that was a first-hand experience that I had a good experience and first-hand bad experience, right? Well, specifically with the Yema Superman, if you go online and you type in Yema Superman issues, there's a bunch of Watch You Seek and other forum posts and Reddit posts of people having similar issues with the Yema Superman watch and with other watches that they've come out with. And there's an explanation for that, and I'm going to explain it in a moment. And then one of my very close friends, he's a famous person. Okay, I'll leave it at that. I can't name his name. He's a verified account on Instagram, much like myself, but he has many, many more followers. He's a legit celebrity. He was like, yo, what do you think about the Yema Supermans? And I was like, they're really cool watches. He got one, I believe the bronze case one, and I felt like an idiot because within a week he called me and he's like, "Hey, the date complication is stuck in between dates. Like it won't move." And I felt dumb because me myself as the time teller, like he follows me as like a watch guy, and I essentially gave it my seal of approval, and then it like got messed up, and then he had to jump through hoops to get it like resolved with Yema. And I even sent them an email about it, and I was like, "Hey, can you take care of this? I kind of like recommended your watch, and now his watch is messed up." So I guess that's like an anecdote you could say, but there's a bunch of other people that have had similar issues. Why is this happening? Why is this happening with Yema, or why has it happened with Yema? Well, as you know, Yema was a big, famous French watchmaker back in the day. Then they were essentially defunct, and then within the last 4 to 5 years, they've had this resurgence. And the thing is, they didn't just show up with a watch. They showed up with a huge catalog, excuse me, tongue twister, huge catalog of watches. And they were releasing watch after watch after watch after watch after watch. And the issue is they were kind of going for a quantity valuation instead of a quality valuation, which they should have done because they should have looked at the things they're producing. And they're like, I would rather put my efforts towards quality instead of my efforts towards filling up a catalog and quantity. But I get it. You want to get the ball rolling. You want to strike while the iron's hot, and you want to get a bunch of products out there because you are Yema. You want to come back with a vengeance. But I think they made a mistake. Now, this watch does look good. I will be honest. I guess here's a white dial variant. Man, looks incredibly sharp, dude. And here's what I will say. All the Yemas that people have had issues with on the forum posts, and my personal friend that had an issue, they didn't have the new Yema 2000 in-house movement. It was a different movement. So this is their in-house movement. I guess we will have to wait and see if this has similar issues here. So yes, French developed and assembled proprietary caliber Yema 2000. An alternative to off-the-shelf engines such as Sellita, ETA, or Miyota, it delivers a 42-hour power reserve, 4 Hz frequency, which is 28,800 VPH, 4 positions adjusted, and -10 to +10 seconds a day accuracy. Here are the other specifications. So you can either get it in 39 or 41. In my opinion, the 39 would probably be the one to get. 11 millimeters thick without the crystal. Man, I love monochrome, but I don't know why they do that. They really shouldn't be measuring them from the case. They should be measuring them from the crystal. But, monochrome probably just utilizes the spec sheets that the watchmakers give them because that's what they try to do with me, but I always measure them myself. And most watchmakers don't want the full thickness listed. They only want the case thickness. But guys, the crystal's part of the thickness, so... anyway, respectively 48 millimeter or 49.5 millimeter length. So that would be the lug to lug steel case. Let me see. Oh, this is a unidirectional rotating bezel. Again, different than the speed graph. Movement caliber Yema 2000 proprietary, which is in-house. Automatic central rotor on a ball bearing. 29 joules, 28,800 VPH sweep, 42-hour power reserve hacking. Quick set date. Availability pre-order on the 23rd, so that was yesterday. And here's where people will immediately turn the episode off. 1,250 euros or 1,330 euros, depending on which bracelet or strap you choose. So this is not an entry level watch, right? And I'm not I may be kind of harsh on Yema. This is no reflection on monochrome. I'm friends with Monochrome Watches. Shout out to them for giving us great information and great photos on the daily. But let me know, guys, have you had any Yema watches? Have you had any issues with Yema watches? And is this something that we should maybe give a chance? Because again, this is an upgrade, new movement, new year, new me. We can see if this is any better than what they've released in the past. And I gotta tell you, I am kind of excited about this. Yema, I know we've had a relationship in the past, baby. I know that it didn't end the way we wanted it to. But if you ever wanted to come back, I'd be open to it. Maybe you could send me one of these just to test and, we could see how it turns out. I doubt they'll send one to me, though, because they'll be like, Sacre bleu! He is speaking bad about our watches. I'm just telling the truth, guys. Hey, don't kill the messenger. By the way, guys, if you're not scared of people trying to silence you, if you're above that and you're like, hey, I'm going to say what I want because I feel the way I feel, and I don't need you telling me to not feel how I feel. If you're above it all, if you want to slit throats and take names, then join STC Gang. That's right, Slit Throat Club. Guys, this is an inside joke on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram to see more of my just stream of consciousness, weird hallucination, schizo season freakouts. I started a gang, all right? STC Gang. It's kind of important. We're pretty well known in the underground. If you want to join, it's kind of an arduous process. You got to be part of the Throat Cutters Union. And the way you start is actually by getting one of these shirts at thetimetellershop.com. You can see the back of the shirt here. It says Throat Cutters Union with the dual switchblades and skull. And it says, let 'em bleed. We have 6 different colorways. We have everything from small to double XL. These will go fast. We got a bunch of orders yesterday when we first released it. And I'm very excited about it. We're also going to be coming out with Throat Cutters Union hats. So if you want to join STC Gang and Throat Cutters Union, if you enjoy chaos, if you enjoy personal accountability, if you enjoy going against the authority and doing your own thing and holding yourself accountable and just being an absolute demon, then yeah, join the gang, guys. And that's a great way to support me. Also, another great way to support me is checking out T3 Time to Drive. We just announced the giveaway winners. I'm giving away 3 watches. It could be you. Check out the most recent episode. Watch this before you buy a Porsche 944, and you could be one of the winners. I don't know. Is it you? Go ahead. Check. Just watch the episode, and we'll see. All right, guys. I will catch you for tomorrow's segment. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller. And always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it. All right, guys. STC Gang for life.